was good energy. We had a great crowd. You know, we have our coaches clinic this weekend, so we have about 200 high school and junior college coaches here from California and Arizona and places like that. So they were getting close. First day of pads is always, to me, a little frustrating because you get accustomed to a certain tempo and a certain sense of urgency. And history always has told me that the first time you put the pads on, there's a little apprehension. It just slows things down just a little bit. And we'll push through that quickly, though. I expect Monday night to be really good. Not that today was bad at all. It was just your typical first day of pads, feeling it out. You know, how hard can I go? What does contact feel like? All of those things. But we need to make sure we push through that really, really quickly, and I think that our guys will. So I thought Brett looked good today. Jordan James, you know, he had another good day. It's hard for me to pick guys out without looking at the film, but those guys, and Devin Lucian, you know, he keeps kind of catching my eye. I don't know how you guys feel about that, if he catches your eye as well, but he does some, you know.
He's making
is he?
sure.
Is he? Is he really?
Has he made it clear to you that he's coming for a starting job?
Is that right? Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah.
I love his passion. I love his energy, his enthusiasm. He's got to be careful, you know, when he scored that touchdown, he threw the ball down. You know, we can't have things like that. We've got to make sure that we're always playing with as much discipline as possible. But I love his energy and I love his enthusiasm. He's out here and he's trying hard. A couple injury updates for today. Eric Kendricks, you saw him in the boot. It is a sprain. It's not anything more than just a mild to significant sprain. I don't know when he'll be back, you know, hopefully before the end of spring, but I can't tell you. If it was last year and we had an extra week, I could probably tell you he'd be back, but I don't know. We'll see. Alberto Sid went out right at the start of practice, took a shot to the head and was not feeling right, so we moved him from practice. Simon Goins wasn't out here this morning. He had some upper respiratory stuff going on, and so we kept him inside. Philip Rule, we've got to rule out mononucleosis with him, so he wasn't out here today. Who else? You got your list there. Dietrich. Darn. Yeah, he's in the red jersey. You know, we're easing him back into contact, and he got his arm caught in there I believe in one-on-one and went down, and he slightly separated his shoulder. So I don't think that's going to be anything that holds him back much. He came back at the end of practice. He had the ice on it. You know, you hate to see that with him because he's working so hard to get back on the field, but that's football sometimes.
Well, the one that's really key is how are you going to replace Yarber?
Gosh, that was scary. You know, we thought that initially we went over there and we thought that he either dislocated his hip or his knee. I mean, first I thought, honestly, my first thought was, oh no, is he having, you know, a heart attack? And then when I saw that it wasn't that, it looks bad. But I guess he just tore his tendon in his quad. So we're going to shoot it up and get his butt back out here Monday night. He gets no sympathy. No, well, you know, when you get a guy like Yarbs, you guys all watch how he's always demonstrating. He's always moving. He's making the cuts. He's got to remember that he's almost 50, okay? And his body doesn't work like an 18 to 20-year-old anymore. And I think he learned that rather dramatically today. So he'll be on the injury list.
It's not our job to point that out to him. That's your job.
I will be pointing that out to him.
What happens
yeah.
when you don't point that.
How did that play happen?
We were just doing one-on-one, and so he was just demonstrating how to, like, get out of. I better be careful even demonstrating. getting off the line of scrimmage, and he just went down. I really need to see the film of it to be able to tell you, but yeah. So.
You know when somebody hollered at him from the stands when he came
No.
back in? $1 million route, 10-cent finish.
People are not very nice.
He laughed.
Good, but it was a good Saturday morning. Now they'll get the rest of the day off. They'll get tomorrow off. We'll meet Monday morning, and then we're back out here at 6 o'clock on Monday evening. So they get almost 3 full days to recover a little bit from this first week. Next week we change the schedule up. We go Monday evening at 6. We go Wednesday and Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. and then we'll go Saturday at 10:30 again.
You thinking there may be a scrimmage next Saturday?
Probably more scrimmage-like situations. Yes, that's the plan right now.
What have you
So.
seen from Malcolm? Can you tell that he's been out 8 months? Or?
Yeah, I can at times. There's an inconsistency right now that he's got to work through in terms of his pad level more than anything. When he lowers his pads and gets behind his pads, he can run with power. When he starts to stand up, at his size, he becomes an easy target. And so I think what Malcolm needs is somebody just pissing him off every day. Because when he's mad, when somebody gets in his craw a little bit and he runs angry, he's a different guy. So we need to find that switch all the time with him.
Horacio was that switch today.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, and so I don't know. He has to learn how to play angry all the time. I don't mean being an angry person, but when he comes out on the field, play with a little chip on his shoulder. And so, because when he does that, he's very effective. But when he doesn't, he's not as effective. So, but I'm encouraged. I'm glad he's back. We're all happy that he's back. His teammates like him. The coaches, we like him. I don't think anybody lost any respect for him. Given what transpired. Him leaving the team, kind of going through some tough times and coming back. I feel like everyone still respects him and wants him to do well.
Could you tell he was unhappy when he did leave the team? Was that?
It was just, Malcolm's sometimes a little hard to read. He'd been through a lot of different systems. He never, at least what he expressed to me, has felt like he was used correctly. Didn't necessarily feel like he fit in our style of offense. I'm sure he was very discouraged. But, the grass isn't always greener. And he came to find out this is where he wanted to be, and I'm glad that he's back. I wish, for his sake and for ours, that he hadn't missed a whole year, because like I said, we like the guy and we want him to have success. But you know what? He's back. And so we'll put that behind us and just, hope and pray and push, and he'll have success.
You guys count last year as a redshirt year for him?
We played 6 plays.
Right.
In that first game. So we have to go petition the NCAA, which we will do here eventually. Yeah. So.
What have you seen from him so far in terms of mentality and work ethic and back out here?
It's been good. And he's at a little bit of a disadvantage because he didn't go through the winter conditioning program because he wasn't in school yet. So he was doing everything on his own. And so even though he was working hard, he was working by himself, so he didn't have the benefit of the competition with his teammates. But he seems to be in good shape. He's going to get better as he goes through spring. He's going to get better when we're done with spring and he gets into the rest of the spring workouts and the summer workouts. Just his conditioning will get better. But he doesn't look like he's fallen off a lot,
For this year, what's it been like having a whole cycle? Because you sort of came in at the end of last year, not able to have a full winter. What was it like having that full cycle this year?
You mean for the workouts or for just in general? Yeah. It's been good. I mean, we came in January. So I actually got here right after the bowl game, or before the bowl game, but kind of took over right after the bowl game. And Coach Alosi was hired immediately. So when we started our winter program, we were all together, but it was new. They were doing everything for the very first time. And this year, it's much different. They understand the expectations. They know how we like to practice, how we like to do things, how to work in the weight room, how we meet. But, it's still important that we continue to push them because, it's just human nature. Complacency starts to seep in. And so our job as coaches is to make sure that we're always pushing them and forcing them to break down barriers. And fortunately, we've got a really good group of kids. They want to be good. They want to be good individually. They want to be a great team. And they're easy to motivate, but you have to continue to motivate them. You have to keep pushing them, and because they're just human nature. They're not all external or internally motivated. So, but and we'll keep doing that. But I like the fact that they understand the routine, but we can't allow anything to become routine. Does that make sense? You get that? Confucius say.
I'm sorry, I stopped listening 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know you did. I saw you over there. So.
I know it's only a few days in, but do you get the impression that this offense may be a little more pass heavy than it was last year just because you don't have Jonathan Franklin, or do you still see yourself on the run? Just
every game's different. Mm-hmm. But we like to be balanced, and by balanced doesn't mean that we're 50-50 split, but when we have to run to win it, we want to be able to run to win it, and we have to be able to need to throw to win it, we want to be able to throw to win it. And I think that we'll try to maintain that balance. I don't think that we're going to become some pass-happy team unless we need to be. But I think between Jordan James and Stephen Manfro and Paul Perkins and whomever else emerges in that backfield, that we're going to be able to run the football. And so much of running the football is your offensive line, your backs getting down or your receivers getting down the field blocking. How effective you are throwing the ball and backing people off. So if we can do all those things, we'll be able to run the football.
What's look different about Jordan James on film compared to last season?
Was hair. He cut off his mohawk, which I think probably was some type of statement for him. I don't know if you guys have asked him about it or not. Jordan has exceptional quickness, lateral quickness, and sometimes he would lean on that a little too heavily and dance rather than put his foot in the ground and go downhill. Now, look, it's only been 3 practices, so I don't want to get carried away. But I see him putting his foot in the ground and going downhill more now, rather than moving laterally and trying to dance in the hole. When you dance in the hole at this level, these guys are too quick, they're too athletic, they catch you, but he's got the quickness where he can stick his foot and go. He can make things happen. So after 3 practices, I've seen him do a better job of that.
You're ready to name him your starting running back?
We're going to running back by committee.
Yeah.
By committee.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't have Hunley to ask about this.
I know. We need to. Some guy came up to me today and he goes, "God, your punter's not very good." No, you know what it was? It was Coach Vermeil.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, Coach Vermeil. I came over and he goes, "Hey, Jim," he goes, "what are you going to do about a punter? Your punter's not very good." I said, "Our punter's down probably right now surfing in Florida." So, anyway.
Have you been paying attention or following all the guys that graduated in their pursuits of the NFL?
Oh, yeah.
How's that been, especially being on this side of the coin now that you had a year of kids and seeing how they're getting evaluated?
It's cool. I love it. Like a bunch of them were out there today. We try to get to, when they have workouts here on campus, we try to, get with them. We talk to the coaches, talk to the scouts. For me, it's pretty neat. I've never been on this side of it. I'm really excited for draft day to see where they go. If they don't get drafted, I'm really excited to try to help them get placed where they can have a chance to have success. I'm excited for them because I know kind of what waits for them there, and I know the challenges, and I see how hard they're working and how anxious they are and how eager they are. And I'm glad that I have the NFL experience that I have and our staff has to be able to help them understand what's coming, be able to talk to scouts and coaches about them and their strengths and weaknesses and how we see them, developing at the next level. I've had multiple conversations with, defensive line coaches and defensive coordinators about Daytona, and running back coaches and offensive coordinators about Jet and Joe and Jerry and Jeff Baca and those guys. So I'm just fired up to see where they go. I can't wait to see them get a chance. And they're all working really hard, really hard. And, I mean, Sticks, he's 189 pounds now. Like, why couldn't you have done that like last offseason, So, anyway. All right.